Brendan Taylor and the Munaf Patel's back, and Anjula Pereira and Premal Pereira out of the team.
How about you?
We just changed the plan. I think we'll be going with the 2 fast bowlers and 3 genuine spinners.
So you said you're bowling.
We'll be bowling, yeah.
Right. The news from the centre is Gol Gladiators. They won the toss and they're going to bowl.
Good luck, boy.
Okay, Rashan, thanks very much for that. Right, Mickey, I mean, that's just explain to our viewers why that's so important.
Yeah, I think that's important because there has been a little bit of dew round. So you obviously want to bowl in the better conditions. The better conditions are obviously to bowl earlier in the game.
I guess the other thing also, and let's hope this doesn't come into play, but we had some rain the other night as well, and there is no rain forecast tonight, so we should be fine. But again, if it does happen to rain, you're on the better side of things if you happen to be batting last also.
Yeah, exactly right, because then you can control the duck with the Lewis, and you kind of know what you've got to do. So your equations become just a little bit easier.
Right, I talk about the Gladiators. I mean, if you were a coach of them, what would your instructions be now? I mean, how do you want to see them go about things?
Well, my advice would be just to be nailing their own game plans. We've seen them be a little bit loose. I think they were unlucky in the 5-over game. They were on the back end of Dre Russ. They didn't play too badly in that first game. Tonight, it's all about controlling your own games, doing your best you could possibly do in your roles, and executing it, and they should be fine.
Okay, right, let's go downstairs and find out more about the conditions and maybe if there's a bit of dew already with Darren Genga.
I'm out in the middle and I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on the pitch and the conditions out here. It's quite cool, a lot cooler than that what we experienced in the first game. And of course the pitch, when you look at it, not a lot of divots from what transpired earlier. Still a very good batting surface. Both teams in that first match were able to score in excess of 150, and it's still very good for batting. So I'd like to focus a little bit on the bowling. What we've seen from this pitch, it's the first time it's being used, is that there is a little bit of covering of grass, but it's very dry. Even the conditions here, the surface is quite dry. So if you're a fast bowler, you want to be mixing up your pace with cutters, rolling your fingers across the ball, and this is the length that you want to bowl on. It's a very good length, or even shorter. If you're going shorter, use pace, get it high. Spinners, they've played a part in that earlier game. We saw a little bit of turn. You've got to be consistent. So that's intel for both captains. Batting has been the strong point in the tournament so far. So that brings the bowlers into focus. Boundaries remain the same. It should be an exciting game.
Darren, thanks very much. Good point also with the spinners, of course, when the dew isn't there right now. I mean, obviously spinners can get into play, and of course Afridi is a key man when it comes to that situation.
Yeah, he is, and I did hear Afridi say they're playing 3 spinners at the toss, so I think obviously Shian Jayasuriya, but it'll be so good then to see Akila Dhanajaya bowl as well. And my mouth waters at the prospect of seeing Afridi and Akila, particularly through the middle overs, if the ball's gripping just a little bit.
Righto. We're going to thanks, Mickey, for your views. Mouth-watering. You better get some dinner as well, if that's the case. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have a bit of a chat to Russell Arnold as well. We'll be back shortly. Okay, welcome back. Now, just a reminder that the Gladiators have won the toss and they've elected to bowl first, as you'd expect in these sort of situations. Now, Russell Arnold has joined me now. Russ, let me chat to you about the Tuskers. We were chatting to Mickey, obviously, about the Gladiators and what he wants them to do with the ball. What about Tuskers? What are you expecting from them?
Well, they're losing vital moments. They got to be a little cleverer at certain times in the game. You can go and play good cricket, you can let the game flow. But then there are moments in games which you need to win. Now the Tuskers are losing those. That's the problem. A no ball in that first game, little simple things like that. And even against the Dambulla Viking at the rain-affected time, they lost wickets. They were ahead. It was the wickets that pushed them back. So you've got to be a little smarter in those situations.
And is it a situation also where when guys get in, I mean, we saw it with Pereira in the first game today. When guys get in, they've got to really kick in and make a difference. Gabaz played really well for his 53 in the other day when he played, but then got out soon after.
Yeah, the secret is, as we all say it in any form, test matches, one days, T20s, you must not leave the job to the others. And that's what it's about. And I keep saying over and over again, for me in T20 cricket, the players nowadays are focusing a little too much on the opposition and forgetting their own strengths. Look at yourself first, then go to plan B and C.
Okay, right. Let's have a look at what we've got with the teams and just run through the lineups for you. There's a look at the Tuskers, Russ.
They're strong at the top. They will be stronger with Brendan Taylor coming in, the Zimbabwean just available for this game. He's got a lot of experience and he's innovative. Kusal Mendes, so that top four looks really solid at the moment. Asela Gunaratna coming to Mendes, and then at the bottom, the bowling. That needs to come good. They got Dilruwan Pereira and Sikuke Prasanna, who are very experienced spinners who have played a lot of cricket for Sri Lanka too. Nuwan Pradeep, Naveen-ul Haq and Patel to make their 11. So there are quite a good few options available to them. Gladiators though, Hazy, they got to put that 5-over game behind them. That really shouldn't affect them at all because it was just a bash, and go back to playing their own game. They look good too. Bhanuka Rajapaksa still hasn't come to his own, but I'm sure he will. Azam Khan, Hazratullah Zazai and Gunatilaka, they can score briskly. And Afridi, Akil Dhananjay at the bottom to bowl. Shehan Jayasuriya is an option. But Mohammad Amir still settling into this tournament. I think he needs to pick up early wickets to make life easier for Mohammad Shiraz and Lakshan Sandakan, who complement each other in the bowling department.
Yeah, and obviously Shahid Afridi, I mean, he, as a captain, the captain's obviously dominated the first game. As a captain, he's got to really get stuck in and make sure he does a job in this one.
Certainly does, because the big players have to stand up when the team's down. Now they've lost 2 and they have to win this to stay in the hunt, to get the confidence back in and start rolling. So this is when the bigger players need to put their hands up.
Okay, right, time for us to catch up with one of the players. We've got Danushka Gunatilaka, who is with us and going to share some insight into the game just ahead.
Danushka, 2 matches, no wins yet for your franchise. What's been the messaging from Moin Khan and your captain Shahid Afridi?
Yeah, it was a frustrating start, but we had some good positive, so we need to take those positive and going forward. We have another 6 matches left, so we are looking forward to those 6 matches, and I'm sure we have a great side, so just need to execute in the middle. So I'm sure we can win more games in the future.
Opening the batting is an important rule in any T20 side. I want to get into your mind a little bit. What's important for you to perform and score runs?
Yeah, as an opening batsman, I just keep the things simple. So as an opener, actually, my team and everyone expect me to go there and have a good start and stuff. So first 6 overs is very important as an opening batsman. So I'll try to get as much runs to the board in the first 6 overs.
And a word on your bowling, because it's equally important to ensure that your bowling is on sound for you to get a win.
My bowling, yeah.
The team's bowling.
The team's bowling, yeah, for sure. So, of course, we missed Malinga. He couldn't make it to the tournament. But still, I feel like we have a good bowling attack. So, Mohammad Amir, Shahid Afridi, lots of experience. So, and we have few young bowlers. So, I'm sure they will do their best next few games. So, they just need just the time. Just after 8 months we are playing. So I think they just need a few more games, and they will do for sure.
Wishing you all the best today.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, terrific. Nice to hear from him. Right, I want to touch on something you were saying in the commentary box, and maybe you just touched on it very briefly. You give me the impression that you think teams can overcomplicate things in T20 cricket.
I think so. There are these matchups, and also you're analysing so much of the opposition that you tend to go away from your strength. Now, the best example for me today was Lairu Kumara in that first game. He went to that top of the off-stump line and length, his test match length, he picked up wickets. That's the way to go. I think that's your initial go-to, and then you adjust depending on what's happening in the game, the pitch, and also what the batsman is doing at that stage. So initially you got to go to yourself, trust yourself and what you do.
So if you're a coach of both these sides and you haven't got on the board yet when it comes to points, I mean, what is the most important thing for you to see from both your teams today?
Going out there and expressing yourself. For the Tuskers, Kusal Pereira, I'd tell him, if you get your runs, we're halfway there. Just get them doing their own job. Focus on that and not on the others. You're on your way.
Okay. Right, Russ, thanks very much for your views. We'll hear you, of course, in the commentary box as well. Right, here we go. It's game 2 of the double header. It's an important one. We're going to take a break. When we come back, our commentators and live cricket.
Welcome to game number 6 in this My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League. It's the Kandy Tuskers up against the Gold Gladiators. Both teams desperately searching for points. Gold Gladiators won the toss earlier and chose to bowl. Tuskers making 2 changes to their team. Brendan Taylor, the international player from Zimbabwe, coming into the side, and Munaf Patel, Indian fast bowler, into their squad, obviously looking for a change, an improvement in their bowling and their batting. Goal Gladiators as well, making 2 changes, investing a lot in their spinners. Akila Dhananjaya in for Lakshan, and Lakshan Sandekan in for Fernando. So clearly they've seen something from the earlier game. We saw spinners playing a crucial part. Hasaranga was quite good. Samit Patel was amongst the wickets. And we will see how this encounter will end up. Good evening to Mickey Atta, Roshan Abasinghe.
Good evening to you, Darren. I'm really excited to see the 3 spinners. I'm really excited to see Afridi, Akila Dhananjaya and Lakshan Sandekan bowling together. That for me is going to be very, very interesting on a wicket that did offer just a little bit in game 1.
Good evening, Darren. Good evening, Mickey. The umpires are coming out on a very good evening to all of you in whatever time zone you may be. It is a beautiful sight at the Mahindra Rajapaksa International Stadium in Hambantota, and hopefully let's have another good game.
The other thing just with that toss on having those 3 spinners, it was important they wanted to bowl in the better conditions before the actual juice settles, so those spinners can actually get a really good grip on the ball and get those good revs on it.
Let's not discount the fact that seamers have a crucial part to play in this game as well. Found that there was a little bit of extra bounce if you're able to bowl cutters on the surface, take pace off the ball. Those sort of variations, in my estimation, will be crucial, not only for wicket taking, but to restrict run scoring. But both teams will be looking towards getting 2 points. They've played 2 matches, and the Tuskers feel a little bit for them because they played to that super over in the first match, lost to the Colombo Kings, and then there was a truncated game where they narrowly missed out on a win, losing by 4 runs by the Duckwood Lewis Stern method. So they've played good cricket, but they've got nothing to show for it.
That's right, Darren, and you can't afford to lose 3, because then you start questioning tactics, questioning combinations, questioning your own ability. It becomes tough.
Sal Pereira, he is very crucial in this Candy Tuskers batting lineup at the top of the innings. Had that big half century in the first match, which paved the way for 219 in that first innings of the first match. Out quite early in the second one, but it's a collective effort required, and all departments of the game must fire today. Manula Gurbaz usually attacking at the top of the innings, and they would expect a very good start from these 2.
Very excited. Akila Dhananjaya to bowl the first ball. They clearly thought pace off the ball to Gurbaz and to Kusal Janat Pereira is the way to go.
Yeah, and Akila Dhananjaya has a huge opportunity as he comes back with all the remodeling and all that, to me, to gain confidence than anything else, because I don't think he's lost his ability. It's about the confidence that he has to carry, because unfortunately called again. So let's try and see how this new action is, and whether he could come up with the same kind of challenges a batsman would face. Because he certainly seemed to have remodeled his action a lot. It's not subtle.
I'm quite keen to see his average pace, his ability to turn the ball. That to me is crucial. As you know, the slower you bowl, the more you're able as a spinner to extract turn.
Mickey, I need to ask you something as Akila bowls. Now, one thing the former Akila Dhananjaya had was that with that action, he could bowl the off break, he could bowl the googly with very little change. I remember he got 6+ wickets against India. Guys like Kohli and some top names are completely baffled. They just couldn't read it. But now, just talk us through this action and how he's going to bring in that googly into his game plan.
first of all, he's done a hell of a lot of work with Sajira Hirakun, who's worked exceptionally hard with him. It's almost virtually impossible to bowl the googly with a bent arm. He can do that. He's still got the leg spinner, he's still got the googly. The one ball that was questioned was obviously his doosra. His off spin is still there. He's a genuine turner of the ball, and you don't want to see him going away from that, because that's his strength. I think his action's perfect now.
Nicely worked through the onside. I also believe when a bowler bursts into the scene and someone as unorthodox like an Akila Dhananjaya, he will have immediate success because of the newness, the novelty in his action. But over time, with the amount of information being passed across teams work you out. And that, to me, is a huge challenge for spinners. Sunil Narayan, a prime example, was quite effective as an off-spinner, a mystery bowler, and then he lost that potency, that ability to take wickets. So it's a constant work in progress for spinners globally, especially in T20 cricket.
See, the last ball was the googly, and the point he delivered was with a high action. And that's another one. His off break is a little bit square as he bowls. So my point to Vicky was, in the past, both deliveries will be bowled from a similar position.
But you bowl the googly from a higher arm action anyway, and that's why it's impossible to bend that elbow on the googly. His off spinner, irrespective of where it bowls it from, if he's turning it, the batsman's still got to play it. Even if he knows it's an off spinner, you've still got to read it, you've still got to play it off the wicket. Clearly, Gaul, though, have identified pace off the ball to these two batsmen.
Just shy off the field in that covered region. Pace off the ball, proving to be effective. One over gone through it out loss.
That's a look at the two teams. Both teams are struggling, as you know. They're yet to record a victory. So obviously some strengthening has been done, some international flavor added. It's very important for both teams and the Lanka Premier League going forward to ensure that good quality cricket is maintained and the right balance in a side is maintained. Tandy Tuskers, I thought, struggled a lot with their balance in the first game and the first two games, I must say.
As expected, Mohammad Amir will open. He is a very good bowler. Was demolished by Andre Russell in the previous match. 2 overs going for 46 runs, 1 over 26. So he has to rebound, has to take that leadership role in this bowling attack and set the tone for the innings, you would think, as a fast bowler and an experienced one. Loud appeal. Might be sliding down. There was a hint of swing.
That was really full. The one thing I know, just on that point, Darren, is the fact that Mohammad Amir is a very proud guy. He would be very disappointed with that performance, and I reckon he's going to bounce back today. This is very, very close. It's certainly not a no ball. Oh, that's no. I think that's probably going down at best, clipping leg stump and being umpire's call, in my opinion. The good thing though, there was a little bit of swing. There was a little bit of swing on that, which is good for. No ultra edge, nothing. There's no heartbeat. into the pads. Is it clipping? Is it going down? Or is it hitting solid? Remember, it's been given not out. So at umpire's call, it remains not out.
Interesting to see the adjustment he's made at the last minute, the batsman Gurbaz, because obviously it's an indication of the trajectory of the ball.
To left of screen, look at his head falling over as an opening batsman. That is something that you try to avoid all the time, because by your head moving to the offside, you lose your balance. And that's why he wasn't able to make contact with the ball. They wait for this decision to be made. And it's so crucial to pick up an early wicket in a T20 innings.
Yeah, they're all waiting, and here it comes. The ball tracking comes. Oh, outside the leg stump. Marginal, but still outside the leg stump. So we don't go anywhere beyond that.
No, we don't. A very good point, Darren, in terms of his head position. And that indicates to me that the ball did swing a little bit. But he was way over to the leg side. And with the swing, it is exaggerated.
Again, searching for swing. Full in terms of length. And you would think that from Mohammad Amir, because he's searching for an early wicket. You don't mind going full, extracting swing. If it works in the first over and you can get a wicket, it's well worth the investment.
Exactly right, Darren. If the ball's swinging, you would rather see Mohammad Amir going full, because he's giving himself every opportunity of getting a wicket. As we know, wickets is the name of the game in any form of cricket, really. If it's swinging, we want Mohammad Amir to risk being driven to try and get the wicket.
Better yet, if the right-hander is on strike. Play and a miss. Pressure building. This format of the game, it's so crucial for players to hold their nerve, to be able to think clearly in high-pressure situation.
Just having a look at Mohammad Amir's facial. Oh, wow. Umpire Lyndon Hannibal. Nice and full again, allowing the ball to swing. Half stop there in cover. But this is when Mohammad Amir is at his best. Just looking at his facial expression, having spent a bit of time working with Mohammad Amir, he looks on tonight. He looks focused. And when he does that, he's very, very dangerous.
Just to build on your point, I was out there doing the pitch report. He came up to me, he asked about the lengths, which were most effective in that earlier game. So he is very much aware where he went wrong and looking for an improved performance. Gives himself room. Doesn't time it that well, but he will still get 4. That's a My 11 circle champion shot.
Looking to take some pace off the ball. That's what he tried to do. It's 9 without loss, 2 overs completed.
Long batting lineup. Brendan Taylor into the squad for today's match, and he will provide some buffer to the batting. Kusal Pereira, the captain, will be pleased that he is available. Just came out of quarantine as well. Would not have had a lot of game time, so it's interesting to see how players deal with that sort of challenge.
Just angling down the leg side. Munaf Patel is also in the playing 11. So the full complement of available foreign players. So there's another look. This is how the over ended. He was looking to try and run his fingers over the ball, so looking to take some pace off it. And the likes of Gurbaz can be very punishing. In length, he's onto it. Another big one. The slog sweep. That's just disappeared. Sailing over mid-wicket.
Very good shot there by Gurbaz. We saw him employ that in the first game. He played the spin very well. His go-to shot being the sweep. He hits it very, very well.
He's a courageous player. Not afraid to put the pressure back on the bowler. And that's why he's so effective at the top of the innings. If you can't hold your nerve and keep your composure, you can go for plenty against Gurbaz. Mind games.
Very much so, and he's been very impressive. You reckon he'll be in your fantasy team?
Of course. You beat me to it. Goes again. Ball flies over the deep mid-wicket region. And he gets a 6. Another one.
Hashan Tilakaratne, well, he'll be a little bit relieved because they'll consider themselves, we spoke about it, after the super over the first game, and they've been having the rough end of the stick. So they just want to make sure that they get everything right here. The Candy Tuskers.
Should be taken. Miscued shot. Going for a third time for that boundary. And they strike. Gold Gladiators getting the prize wicket of Gurbaz.
That's the off break. He attempted 2 leg breaks, and this time the off break. And eventually holding out to the man at mid-off. That's a huge scalp. Gurbaz threatened, but he just couldn't carry on. He's gone for 19. It is 22 for 1.
Kusal Mendes, handy batsman, good solid strike rate for a number 3 player. 1050s, minutes of 79. He will want to produce another fine innings. Finds a gap. As we've often seen with Kusal Perera, he's strong, square of the wicket, quick to pounce on anything short.
And he also had width, so he made himself a little bit of room, just backed away a little bit. Full use of it.
Yeah, it should have been stopped there, should have been fielded. I'm not sure who that was. Was it Nuwan Pradeep? Should have been fielded, but you don't want to be giving Kusal Janath Perera any width, because then, whether it's short or full, that's coming straight into his area.
This time, Kusal Perera should be on that team.
Yeah, there have been a few standouts. Anybody watching the earlier game, this sort of Pereira would have been penciled in for the way he batted. What a delivery. What a first delivery to Kusal Mendes. Just completely squared him. It went across him.
That's the thing with Mohamed Amir. When the ball starts swinging back, this becomes a very dangerous delivery, the one that goes across. Because it's swinging, the batsman almost commits to playing, and this is when he induces the edge. Very well bowled, Mohamed Amir. He's a gun. He really is. still one of the best white ball bowlers in the game.
Slip in place. Another play and a miss. What we've seen from him so far, he's bowling that length. You can't really drive nor play that pull shot or cut shot square off the wicket. When he goes full, he searches for a bit of swing, which we saw he received in the first over.
He is amazing. He was ropeable that last ball that went for 4 because he didn't exit his first over properly after bowling a really good one. He's definitely on tonight.
It's been a real examination by Mohammad Amir. Not just Kusal Mendes, but generally he's been, as Mickey said, on the money.
2 sixes for Gulbaz. Slug sweep, then a pull through the deep mid-wicket region, attempting a third. Should have taken a single, offered the strike to his captain.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, Darren. Yeah, when's enough? He could have had 13 off 3 and got a left-hander on strike, who cut his first ball for 4, by the way, after that.
And we know that fast bowlers will improve as the tournament progresses. I think the other thing we've seen from previous matches is a misalignment with captains and bowlers, both not being on the same plane in terms of strategy. That's so crucial in T20 cricket, to have the right feels for the length that you're going to bowl as a fast bowler. So far, so good. Shahid Afridi back in Mohammad Amir, having that slip in place, prompting to him, bowl in that corridor of uncertainty.
They've clearly, the Gaul Gladiators have clearly gone away and done their homework here. They look far better prepared, and you know, they came in, they didn't know the grounds, they didn't know the tournament really, didn't know the players. They've done their homework here. I like the combination with the 3 quicks and the 3 spinners.
I was now going to talk about his short ball. He's got an aggressive short delivery. As a batsman, if you're batting in the top 3, top 4, you're mindful of that. You can just tangle that front foot a bit.
Brilliant delivery. Absolutely got Kusal Mendes, as you said, thinking. And decent pace through, went through quite nicely.
The key to that's the follow-up delivery, because this is the one where you're hoping that his weight's just slightly back and he gets the ball in the right area and gives a tickle through to the keeper.
Here's Lang, excellent. Then bowled the rank half volley. Had to defend Kusal Mendes. Very, very good over. Just 3 runs coming from it. 29 for 1. For 1. Mohammad Amir only conceded 8 runs in his 2 overs so far. The other thing I'd like to see in this match is an improved performance in the outfield. Fielding wise, catching wise, I think that's an area of the game that all teams need to improve in.
Without a doubt, Darren. That's been one of the disappointments. But I guess, you know, it's out of quarantine. The players haven't played for a long time. I'm suspecting they get better and better and better as the competition goes. This also interests me. They've given Akila 3 in the power play. That's a big ask.
Tuck away. Can't be short to Kusal Pereira. He's so quick to pick length. Doesn't really sit on his back foot, but that's what makes him so good a player, square off the wicket.
That's why I say it's such a hard ask for a spinner to go 3 in the power play. It really is.
It also depends on how they want to use Akila Dhananjay, whether he's an attacking option or just making sure that he bowls differently. With his former action, he used to be the attacking option that Sri Lanka had, who would come in the middle and get wickets.
Yeah, the only thing with that I'd say is they've got Lakshan Sandakan and Shahid Afridi who would bowl through the middle. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Lakshan Sandakan bowl, because he gives it a good rip, and as a Chinaman it's always exciting.
Use of the feet, miscued. Very, very lucky and fortunate. Went into the gap. Kusal Mendes will take it nonetheless. Also goes down as a My 11 champion shot.
Said he was lucky, so can you call it a champion shot?
That's a given. The outcome was good.
I'm teasing you.
This time, flies over the mid wicket. Nice clean shot. It will do his confidence a whole lot of good.
That went a long way. I think at least another 20 yards over the boundary. That went the distance. Goodness, he's extremely strong with that slog sweep and scores a lot of runs in that area. And the good thing is, most of those shots are clean.
$16 runs from the over, 1 delivery left. Maybe please, just a single conceded, but an expensive over. 5 overs gone, 46 for 1.
So a quick look at our broadcast partners throughout the cricketing globe. This is going all over the place. Sony, India, Bangladesh, Maldives, Afghanistan, of course, Nepal, PTV and Geo in Pakistan, ITN obviously in Sri Lanka. Then it goes to Sky in the UK, Sky New Zealand as well. And also we've got our digital partners all over the place. Sportsmax throughout the Caribbean, Willow TV in the USA. That's crisp. That's a good way to start the over as well. He's going to have to bowl it again because it's also a no ball.
That's harsh, that's harsh. This is going to hurt. 50's up for the Candy Tuskers. Bit of width. And he plays it through the offside. Kusal Mendes finding his timing. You mentioned the broadcast partners. There's a lot of interest all around. Special shout out to Wasim Jaffer, former Indian cricketers. Yep. Really getting behind it. And that's really good to know.
Oh, there we go. There's one of the sponsors involved, Kome rice crackers. We've got some in the back of the commentary box as well. Very nice. Now he's chased out and it might be a wide. Shiraz hasn't started well. First 2 balls of this spell haven't registered.
Still a free hit, intact. You got to give it to Candy Tuskers without making too much noise. They've gone about the job professionally.
Now that's short and wide, and it's been hammered. Free hit, and that is a great result for a free hit.
And he square cut that basically. He's cover cut that. Pumped it way over extra cover. Now if there was any doubt about his fitness, well, you can rest easy. Kusal Mendis is playing his shots all round the wicket. Why I mention is, he had a split in the webbing the other day. Struggling just a wee bit, but no signs of discomfort now.
Oh, he's crunched that as well. That is magnificent. Just a lovely sound off the willow.
Very taut sound. He has to increase the length. For sure. If he keeps on bowling this length, Shiraz is going to be punished.
He's got a bit of pace behind him, but it's a little obvious that extra pace is easier to play on this pitch. You've got to vary your lengths, your lines. Short, it's still sitting up.
He's got his work cut out now to get this over back. 4 balls left in the over, already has travelled for 18 runs.
Both these batsmen, they're short in height. And players who are short in height, they are very efficient off the back foot. And these are the little things these bowlers, they have to recognize to be able to bowl better.
And if you start with a no ball and a wide, your mind goes elsewhere.
Yeah, it augments, doesn't it? The pressure ramps up.
The bowler's saying in this sort of situation, you've got to get to the back of your mark, exactly like Shiraz is doing at the moment, and just actually stop there. Stop there and just pause a little bit more. Just gather your thoughts, and then when you're ready, you can go. Oh, he's not ready yet, obviously. Let's have a look and see what the backing up was like. No, that's okay. These are the shots that have been played. There's the free hit that went for 6. That was well in front of square in the leg. Healthy. Can they finish in style? Can't get past that big hit of Andre Russell. That would have gone for 4 had it been maybe another foot further away from him. It didn't, so 12 off, 146 for 5. Have a look at the Cycle Incense Fair Play Award as it stands at the moment. Now those two teams, 1 and 2, are the two teams that had a bit of a tussle on the park yesterday. So they would have lost, I guess, a couple of points, but this is up until now. Colombo Kings down the bottom at this stage.
Oh, there was plenty comedy.